Hello and welcome to Hidden Video Game Details, the series that aims to show you the things that you may have missed in your favourite games so that you can look really clever in front of that one auntie who gets drunk at every family gathering. Leaving a like is always a really cool thing to do, and be sure to leave your suggestions in the comments below and I'll make sure that you get a shout out in the credits at the end of a future video. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. Right, let's begin today's video with Superhot. Now, the entire concept of Superhot revolves around the fact that the world and everything in it only moves when you move. With that in mind, the option to explore isn't really a thing in Superhot, but if you're persistent enough, you can head off the beaten path, where things start to get weird. Well, weirder. Superhot is already a very strange game. Anyway, with a little patience, you can do this. So after leaving the playable area, the game will ask if you want an achievement, and despite saying yes, I didn't get one. Anyway, there isn't much to see out here. Well, apart from this. So apparently, curiosity killed the cat, and given that we are being very curious right now, I'm taking that as a threat. To be honest, the main reason I've included this hidden area in this video is because I just didn't expect Superhot to have out of bounds areas. So if you know of any other cool things that I might like in the game, then please let me know. Now apparently, Come Deliverance 2 is due to release this year, but with only 4 months of the year left, I'm not sure it will. Don't get me wrong, I'd love it if it did, but if a date hasn't been confirmed yet, I'm not gonna hold my breath. Well, for those of you who can't wait for your medieval RPG fix, you can just play the original Come Deliverance, which is a pretty good game. For an added challenge, some of you may want to even try the game's hardcore mode, which is supposed to be a realistic experience. And to be fair, it kind of is. You see, the game takes place in the year 1403. Where it's safe to say that healthcare wasn't quite what it is today. For proof of this, if you try to start a game on the hardcore setting, there is a chance that your character will die during childbirth, meaning this might be the first game that killed you before you could even press a button. Now, this is obviously very dark, but it's true to the times. It's also not the only way your character can die before beginning a hardcore playthrough. Other ways your character can meet their maker include being mauled to death by wolves, murdered by your fellow villagers simply because you're not very popular, or dying of starvation. Like I said, this is a very dark detail, but I like that it sort of prepares you for what playing on hardcore is going to be like. Now, in the last couple of videos, we've covered the very clever Cryptmaster, and since then, some of you have recommended a couple of other words I should try typing out to see what happens. First up is vomit, which will cause your character to vomit. Then we have pee, which will make your character take a leak.
Charming.
Next up is poo, which thankfully won't cause your character to take a poo, but will prompt the Cryptmaster to say this.
Poo? You mean you want a poo? I don't think there are any toilets here.
Finally, if you type sneeze, your character will sneeze. Like I said in the last episode, I know some of these are immature, but I don't care, I think they're funny. Now, the whole point of Angerfoot is to collect various different items of footwear whilst taking down the various gangs that have a problem with your collecting habit. Each pair of shoes that you collect grants a different ability, with one of my personal favourites being flash shoes, that let you launch a whole bunch of kicks in the blink of an eye. Another one of my favourites are the Holy Sandals, and not just because I own a pair in real life. You see, the gimmick of the Holy Sandals is that you can come back to life after one death, which is obviously very useful. Well, these sandals come with an added perk. So here I am in the sewers, wearing a regular pair of shoes, up to my waist in this green liquid, which can't be good. Well, with the Holy Sandals equipped, I'm standing above the green liquid, and that's because the Holy Sandals let you walk on water, just like a certain someone once did or didn't, depending on what you believe. I love that this isn't listed as a benefit in the sandals description, and well, that's because it isn't, but it is a really cool detail. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we discovered some very clever details in the tanker section of Metal Gear Solid 2. including distracting Marines with Japanese models. Well, the whole point of this mission isn't to mess with Marines, it's to take pictures that Otacon can use to expose Metal Gear Ray. This means you have to upload pictures to Otacon for his approval, but they don't have to be of Metal Gear Ray. For example, if you send 3 pictures of an unconscious Olga, he will say this.
Oh, this is,
What?
Nothing. It's nothing. But this isn't a photo of Metal Gear anyway. Sorry, but you're gonna have to go back and shoot another set. I'll just make a backup of this one.
So Otacon is going to keep backups of the photos of Olga. I wonder why. Anyway, let's see what happens if we send him 3 pictures of the Marine Commandant.
Looks like I have your photos now. Let's take a look. Okay, first up. Hey, this is the Marine Commandant. Are you a fan or something? And the next one is... the Commandant again. Look, if you like him so much, I'll print this out and make a panel out of it. Put it over your bed or something. Okay, last one's coming up. Will you please stop sending me pictures of the Commandant?
So Otacon isn't as keen to save the pictures of the Commandant as he was Olga. It's really funny. Right, let's end today's video with the excellent Portal 2. Now, in my opinion at least, the best thing about Portal 2 is Wheatley, the artificial intelligence that becomes your nemesis partway through the game. Voiced by the excellent Stephen Merchant, I'm sure that anybody who has played Portal 2 has their own favourite Wheatley line. But my personal favourite Wheatley dialogue can actually be missed. During the part where he kills you, and that's the name of the chapter by the way, you have to deal with 3 turrets before gliding gracefully to the other side of the room. Well, if you're about as graceful as your mum turning around in the hallway when she forgets something, then you can get trapped, which will cause Wheatley to be at his hilarious best.
Oh, I see. Clever. Very clever. And foolish. No way out. You're at my mercy, and I don't have any. You're at my nothing. No, wait, come back. I'm sorry, please. No, I was going somewhere with all that. Fool! You were a fool to come back because I've trapped you again. Helpless. You're at my mercy, and I don't have any. You're at my nothing. You're at my lack of mercy. And again, not playing along. You're ruining what are some really good speeches, actually. Didn't even get to the good part yet. Twist ending. So twisty, you might even call it spinning. Don't ignore the laughter. Nothing to worry about. The Puppet Master. You're a puppet in a play, and I hold all the strings. And cards still got the cards in one hand, and I got the strings in the other hand, and I'm making you dance like a puppet, playing cards.
Like I said, this dialogue is so easily missed. I mean, I actually found it hard to get trapped here, but the fact that dialogue was recorded for the few that did manage to mess this up is really damn cool. So that's it. If you know of any cool things in games that you think I should check out, then please leave them down in the comments. Big or small, obvious or not obvious, if I think it's cool, I'll include it in a video and of course credit you like these people here. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.